Grains, claims the author of the best-selling book Grain Brain, are making us fat and sick. And if that wasn't bad enough, they're also giving us anxiety, depression and dementia. But is there any credible evidence to support these arguments? And if not, what can the grain chain do to fight back? For a start, said progressive speakers at the Whole Grain Summit in Portland, Oregon this week, they can counter some of these misconceptions with hard facts. First take gluten, said Cynthia Harriman from the Whole Grains Council. Fewer than 1% of people have celiac disease, and the literature suggests the percentage with non-celiac gluten sensitivity ranges from 0.5% to 6%, although we can't be sure because there are no validated biomarkers or diagnostic tests. So, 93 to 98% of people do not have a problem with gluten at all. Next, inflammation, which is believed to be behind many chronic diseases. And whole grains, said Harriman, are not the problem but part of the solution, as they've been shown to reduce markers of inflammation, while observational trials show people who eat more whole grains have a reduced risk of heart disease and diabetes. Likewise, while some highly refined grains can make your blood sugar spike and then plummet, intact whole grains are low GI foods that provide a steady, slow release of glucose. As for the claim that modern wheat is genetically engineered, this is simply false, said Harriman. There is no GM wheat commercially available in the US today. And the claim that modern wheat has more gluten? False again, according to USDA research, which shows there's no evidence for that either, although bakers do add more vital wheat gluten to bread today, she said. And the argument that we're eating more wheat than ever? Well, that's plain wrong, she said, as US wheat consumption actually peaked in the 1870s. So we've established that grains probably aren't killing us, but what are they doing for us? Whole grains, which include the germ and bran as well as the endosperm, contain more fibre, protein, antioxidants, vitamins and minerals. And observational data indicates they may lower the risk of heart disease, diabetes and cancer, as well as supporting weight management and digestive health, which explains why the dietary guidelines tell Americans to make half their grains whole. But NHANES data suggests we're still some way off this target, with whole grains accounting for just 12% of total grain intakes in the US. And consumers, while enthusiastic about whole grains and excited about some ancient whole grains in particular, are still confused by messaging in the bread aisle, where they see brown bread, whole wheat bread, whole grain bread and multigrain bread, and aren't quite sure which is best. But there are pockets of opportunity, notably sprouted whole grains. Now, consumers don't necessarily understand what sprouting's all about, but they instinctively feel it's a good thing. And while the percentage of new US retail product launches featuring sprouted claims is still very low, it doubled in 2014, and momentum is gaining rapidly, says Data Monitor. Well, that's just a taste of the 2015 Whole Grain Summit. For more news and analysis from the event, check out our website. I'm Elaine Watson, reporting for Food Navigator USA.